Hello everyone and welcome to Let's Play Shogun 2. Total War. Total War Shogun 2. A game in the Total War series called Shogun 2. With me, Get Daved. Great start everybody. I have only played through one entire campaign, but, I won. So, we're going to try doing that again. I played on normal difficulty. I'm just going to keep it there. Just so you know right now, if you are watching this to try learning how to be the absolute best so you can beat the game on Legendary without trying, I'm going to recommend, please tell me what you find. I don't know. It's not me. I've never played a Total War game before this one, and I've beaten one campaign on normal. So, there's a whole bunch of different clans. They have some subtle differences between them, although we're not talking huge. Like the Chosokabe clan, reduced recruitment cost and upkeep for all bow infantry, so that's a good thing, but it's not like their bowmen are a quarter the cost or anything. We're talking fairly minor differences in cost. It's also noted their different clans have different difficulties associated with them. It's mainly geographic. The Chosokabe clan has an easy start because they're the only major clan on that island. All of the different provinces in Japan are populated by clans, but there's only so many major clans, and they're mainly the ones you gotta worry about. Same with the Shimatsu clan, they're just isolated. So the rest of the clans, I believe, start on the island of Honshu. That's the big one. And I was thinking of giving the Date try. I've never really done it before, or used them before. I've only played as Chosokabe, Shimatsu, and Hojo. And yeah, if you're wondering, again, these guys have a normal challenge. We're on Honshu, but we're hard to sneak up on since our back is, to the sea. People could load up on a boat and attack me from behind. That could very well happen. Watch out for that, actually. But by and large, most of the combat occurs on land. So let's get things going, shall we?
We are the Date, once masters of the northern reaches of Honshu. Our authority is now in jeopardy.
Oh, I don't want to be on these guys.
Tanemune, intent on wedding his youngest son to an Uesugi princess, has created a rift within our clan. Outraged by his father's plans for his younger brother, Tanemune's heir has rallied our most influential retainers to his banner. They now fight to unite the Date under his rule. Tanemune must answer for the strife he has brought upon our people.
I can do that.
Once defeated, our attention must be turned to the reconstruction of all that was lost during our internal struggle, including the reassertion of our authority in the north. Having capitalized upon our infighting to expand their power, the Mogami clan posed the biggest threat. Capturing Ugo to the west will diminish their influence. We have a history of conflict with the Hatakeyama to the south, so we should not hesitate to take Miyagi province from them.
Iron is a fantastic resource.
Quality iron. This province will enhance our military capability whilst giving us the much-coveted resource in which to train. As we gain influence, we will surely draw the ire of Kyoto. We have no need to submit to the whims of the Shogun, so should he be foolhardy enough to march against us, he will find the Date ready to fight for our power and independence.
It kind of sounds like, historically, we did much better than we have recently, so I don't know if I would be trash-talking the Shogun quite yet. Okay. She will pop up and tell you things every once in a while. No need to worry about that right now. I'm sure we'll figure it all out. So, here's our starting army. Things you need to know if you're unfamiliar with the Total War series or feudal Japan. Ashigaru are like untrained or poorly trained peasants who you just sort of give them basic training, throw some weapons in their hands, and then throw them into battle. They, of course, are not quite as fierce in combat as samurai, who have much more elaborate training and are more formidable in battle. However, it's still important to have Ashigaru. In chess, the pawns go first. We have our daimyo there, and we started with one general as well, a brother. They get small units, or a small number of units. The little number on the bottom there tells you how many units are in that, or how many individuals make up that fighting unit. So generals are always mounted. You can dismount your horse as well, but they start mounted, and that's a bit of an advantage for the most part. Makes them highly vulnerable to spears, but that's it. But they have all sorts of wonderful benefits in battle itself. So we got some light cavalry, some Ashigaru, and an I don't know. We could probably take them out right now, but let's just, although we can't reach them for some reason. Oh no, maybe we can. We just need to spend a little bit of time surveilling the landscape. I guess surveying. Technically both words work. Alright. Let's crack open the town. Our economy is shrinking, so right now we would get 300 wealth every turn. That's nice, but I would much rather have things grow faster than that. You can adjust your tax rate and stuff like that, but I generally like to keep it right where it is, because people really start to push back if you raise the taxes on them, and you don't really get that much more money. Public order. Castles and things like that add to repression. Having Metsukes, who are like the muscle in the mafia. We'll talk about them later. Having garrison forces here all increase your public order, or your repression. Things that people don't like create disorder. As long as you got more order than disorder, you're happy, and there's no rebellion. You never really want this to go into the negatives. Things go very bad very quickly if that happens. Particularly if religion's involved. But if you're a student of Japanese history, you already know that things go bad. Alright, we're just going to take a quick look at the buildings we started with. Start with a fort. That's one of the smaller castles, possibly the smallest. Upgrading it would be nice. Not terribly high on my priority list, especially because if you look down here, it's how much money we have, how much we will gain or lose next turn, and our food surplus. You want a huge food surplus, so I'm going to go for that right away. For every extra food unit you have, every province you own gains a free bonus to its economic development. I'm also going to develop the harbor right away, because I really want to get my economic growth figured out. And although it's tempting to start with some katana samurai. Yeah, screw that. I'm going to start with some katana samurai. Katana. Alright, and let's just go for it, everybody. One slight change. I am going to send the daimyo into battle right away. If we click on the clan management screen, this sort of tells you what your victory conditions are, how far along you are in coming to it, how famous your clan is. As you start taking more territories and so on, your fame will increase. Fame is, for the most part, bad, because it tells you a lot about whether or not the Shogun thinks you're a threat. And if the Shogun thinks you're a threat, he will sick Japan on you. Alright, we have a nice young daimyo, which is nice. He will probably, you know, if natural causes are the only things we have to think about, he will probably live to the end of the game. Like, if he plays the Shosokabe clan, the daimyo starts much older, so he will probably die of old age if the campaign goes for too long, which is very sad. I like to invest heavily in helping out the daimyo at the beginning, getting him lots of honor, because it really pays to have an honorable daimyo. Looks like we've got a son and a daughter as well. Sons, once they reach the age of 14, become generals for you. And we've got some brothers as well. Why aren't you a general, man? Yeah, Commissioner for Warfare is nice too. Makes it cheaper to recruit units, but once we start assigning commissions, we'll worry about the fine details of what these do. What matters is we don't have that many generals right now. Many generals. Let's have our first fight. Okay, there's a quick save button here. I suggest you use it. We could simulate this battle, and honestly, our forces are so small that there's probably not too much we can do to do much better than the simulation. Maybe. Let's find out. If you have a pretty decent numeric advantage, often the simulation goes better than you could in real life. Not by huge amounts, but for example, if you're attacking a keep that has archer, like one unit of bow ashigaru, so 120 archers, in a simulation it might record you losing 0 men, but if you have overwhelming force. Realistically, that would be very hard to do, to storm a castle without having anyone get hit by an archer. Alright, it's foggy out. Let's just wait. That's a little bit better. There's a large number of variables in this game. We'll talk about it. Oh, the men are not impressed. That warrants a cheer. It's important to remember that this is feudal Japan too, so everything is extremely badass. Alright, you have a chance to position your troops at the very beginning of the fight, but I'm just gonna go with the default configuration because they are really far away. Just gonna march forward at first. I find when you tend to send all your units at once, I often do not like the pathing computer picks, so you'll see me doing a lot of ordering multiple units at once. Or sorry, ordering units on the individual level. And they are waiting for me because I attacked them, so I have to wipe them out. Now we've got 2 units that are formally considered... Hello? Are you guys gonna... Okay. We've got 2 units that are formally considered generals. So, you know, they're great. They have the sphere of influence that increases the morale. They have some abilities that can really pump up everybody else. They don't have a general, so it's been arbitrarily assigned to 1 unit, and in this case the cavalry unit. Usually it's done to the most advanced unit you've got there. That's actually bad for them because there's only 45 of them and they're on horses, which means the Ashigaru and the Yari samurai, or anyone armed with a Yari or Naginata, will be able to make very short work of them. I'm just going to have these guys hold up because it's most important that they don't run up against the Ashigaru. Okay, now they're starting to move. You can increase the battle speed, which I'm going to do just for a second here. Alright. We're in business, everybody. They're charging me with the cavalry. I'm going to try hunting them down with the Yari samurai. They like to flank with cavalry, though, so they're probably going to try coming around beside me. That's alright with me. I will play that game. Yeah, and you can see them trying to come around beside. So we've entered archery range, so they're just starting their bombardment now. Oh man, those cavalry are screwed. And they know it. Alright, we're going to move our generals forward a little bit just to keep the morale boost. traveling forward, and if we can't run down their cavalry quite yet. I'm hoping to fell their general because that causes serious morale issues. Yep, their general felled, they all got extremely discouraged, and they're routing. See, the nice thing about this game is you often don't have to kill everyone, you just have to scare everyone. So sorry if that was sudden and anticlimactic. They didn't have a formal general unit, so as soon as the cavalry started going down, and it's pretty easy to drop them, they all routed. So yeah, we didn't have to kill that many of them before they started routing. Pretty good first fight, everybody. And now we got this bonus for 6 months. Super wealth. A nice treat. Let's check out the diplomacy screen real quick. Actually, priorities. Let's save the game. So there's the Mogami clan. We should probably just go right after them. We've also got some friends right by us. I'm okay with that. How they got 4 provinces, the white represents where their territory is. Hadakayan. How they got their provinces that spread out is beyond me. Like, they sail all the way around? That's mind-boggling. I did not realize that was a province over there. Should quite like to take it over someday. It's probably going to be it for our first turn. We're out of money. And we've worked on economic development, so yeah, I'm just going to leave it at that. Guess we could march forward a little bit further with our units. It starts out in spring, so it's a decent time to march. As long as you don't have your armies in enemy territory during winter, it's an okay time to attack. If you find yourself in enemy territory during winter, take the territory so it becomes yours, and survive the winter that way. Otherwise, you're going to lose some men to disease and cowardice. That's right, I said it. There's a whole bunch of clans at the beginning. As they... Oh, there's a little video every time you recruit a new unit for the first time. You can say that again. Master Way of the Sword. I, of course, forgot a very important thing on my first turn, which was to pick an art to master. At the beginning, it is more important to master Way of the Chi. These are civil arts that you're mastering. I'm sorry, just in my opinion, you get your economics first. In the game, once you become achieve legendary notoriety, the Shogun will sick all of Japan on you. Every clan will probably declare war on you. It's more important to have a super huge economy that can support a large army. Once, as the fighting goes on, you can start worrying about taking over, or taking care of all these other things, which are really awesome. Like, don't get me wrong, you want these Bushido arts, but gotta start with economics. This is a 4X game. Now, our army is a little smaller than I would have liked, but... not sure what we can do about it now. Alright, upgrading the blacksmith would be nice. So would upgrading our roads. Actually, that would probably be more valuable so we can move our units around. I take it back. I want firepower now. So you can make them a weaponsmith or an armorer at first. It's just a question of, do you want your units being recruited to have more armor or more attack power. We have bonuses to Nodachi Samurai, who are typically high on attack and low on defense, so I'm going to go for armor on this one. That's kind of against my normal philosophy, but, you know, I've never done that before, so I'm excited about what might happen. This army's probably a little small to be going into enemy territory, so I think I'm going to go for it. No, we'll decide that in the next video. And holy cow. One turn into the game and the Oda clan fell. If my memory is correct, a certain Oda Nobunaga actually did pretty well in Japan, so not this time. Alright, I'll see you all in the next video, and I have no idea what's going to happen, but you should, that should make you more interested. I'll see you there.